But do you even own your own brand? Hey, Chris Zuiker with Media Options help companies acquire the raw version of the brand. Work on some of the best domain names on the planet. Check that out over at MediaOptions.com. Check out DNX.com. Check out my daily podcast that I do. Anyways, my thought today, video today is, but do you even own your own brand? Now, this is the first dimension to my 7 dimensions of a domain name and the impact of a domain name and its global positioning. And it's interesting that it's super easy to lose sight of the fact that in this dimension, okay, the first dimension, this global positioning, your competitors are not in your industry, okay? Your first competitor is almost just for the share of mind of your own brand. You share your mind of your own brand. Now, I think it was either last week or the week before, there was a UDRP on workforce.com. It was by Workforce Software. And if you go to both of these sites, you'll see that they look pretty close, okay? I mean, like almost similar. Like if you're a customer and you're seeing advertising, you would have almost no idea which one it was, right? Unless they're like, nah, go to this one, Workforce Software. I mean, it would be super easy to get confused. Now, this is like the most obvious example, okay? I mean, super obvious. Like it's gonna be one of my number one stories now. It could replace Kraken.com and KrakenRum.com, although I think that's equally as interesting of a story because it was just in completely different verticals. So in Workforce, it was, it's Workforce. It's Workforce, right? It's a very common word, a very common saying that we use. And in the Kraken example, I mean, with Kraken Rum and the Kraken crypto exchange, it's 2 different verticals, okay? So in this case, Kraken Rum is probably saying, hey, we don't need that, right? We're Kraken Rum. We're Kraken Rum. And having dealt with a lot of this, the companies in that vertical, right, the spirits vertical, they probably just say, we just don't need it. We don't, we're Kraken Rum. They'll find us, we're in the liquor store. But here's what happened. Like they spent $15 million. It's on like some PR announcements in the first year alone in their marketing. Okay, the first like boom big blitz. That's not including everything else like ancillary that year. Now you compound that over the years. Let's say they maybe spent $50 to $70 million in marketing. But what happens is that they don't own their global positioning, and Kraken Crypto Exchange now owns it. They own the global voice. Okay. So it's not like, do you even own your global positioning? The second thought is, is really like you want to dominate the messaging behind that. So in this instance with Kraken Rum, they lost the ability, okay? It's like their direct response marketing in the purest sense. Like they put the money out, maybe they get some responses back, but that's it, right? That's it. You don't want that for your marketing. Like, I mean, if you're building and you're trying to build a company that's going to scale and that's going to stand the test of time, what you want is you want your marketing to have a lasting effect. Okay, but if you don't own the message, what happens is that you get it out there, and very quickly, very easily, this competitor, okay, not in your vertical, in most cases, okay, in the case of Workforce.com, it was in their vertical, but it quickly gets drowned out. I mean, there's nothing at this point, I don't think Kraken Rum can really do to take it back, short of like the cryptocurrency industry falling off the face of the earth and Kraken Crypto Exchange falling off the face of the earth. Although it probably picked up by somebody else in the interim. So one last point. Listen, you got to dominate your message. It was interesting because back several years ago, I was of the mind that you really don't need to pick up all these other extensions because it's just not important, right? I mean, you got the .com, you got maybe the couple of the big ones, you're okay. But the more I really understand and the more I see strategically this global positioning, the more I realize you want to pick them up. Okay, you want to box in the competition. If you're an end user. Now, if you are a domain investor, listen, I mean, like sell them off piecemeal, because it just makes it more valuable, okay? It makes your .com more valuable, it makes these other domains more valuable. But if you're an end user, okay, and you're building a brand, okay, remember, domain name equals your brand equity, you want to box in your competition, you want to own as many of the domains out there as possible, and you don't want to give a voice to another company, okay? You don't want to do that. Own the domain names, build up your portfolio, own your brand, okay? Because it's a fundamental part of brand equity. Okay, going long here. That's it. That's all I have for today. Sorry about the shaky camera. I'm in between offices, and I don't have my main equipment, but I'm going to get that this next week. I just thought I'd do a video. Going over to chriszuiker.com, check out my podcast, download my book.com Strategies, pretty cool book. Did a couple years ago. I'm doing a new book, but I gotta find the time and the fire to get it done. But anyways, share it up.
You just got done listening to another episode of .com Strategies. Check us out online at chriszuiker.com and at mediaoptions.com.